Yo, 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 it's Tuesday night. You know what that means. It's a hockey happy hour coming at you. It's 8:30. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Canes find themselves down 3-0 to the Florida Panthers. Right now, the Dallas Stars find themselves down 3-0 in game 3 to the Las Vegas Knights. And we got some stuff to talk about with the Flyers. Little draft preview. Just like I said, lots to talk about. So let's hit that like, hit that subscribe. It's time to go, baby. Time to talk some puck.
Oh my God! Embarrassed! He's flying!
Oh, come in. It's almost time.
And the NHL playoffs march on. It's happy hour time, fam, only on A2D Radio, empowered by the doc. That is Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, with 2 locations in Burlington and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Check out our doc, make them yours, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Matt Tsutsui is off this week, but we do have Brian Daly and Brad Ryer on the top line, centered by yours truly, Rob Povia, tonight on the show. We're getting into some early draft predictions, as Brian mentioned, for the Philadelphia Flyers, while we react to this lopsided Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars, which is currently 3-0 Vegas midway through the first period. We'll also be recapping the Carolina-Florida series, which sees the Panthers with a commanding 3-0 series lead. A little correlation there. Game 4 is set for Wednesday night. Can these Canes stave off elimination? Tonight's poll is brought to you by Boaggio's Bread, located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pie, sandwiches, cutlets, and meatballs. You mentioned A2D Radio. Get your 10% off your in-store purchase. And the poll is, the Carolina Hurricanes can climb back from down 3-0. Agree or disagree? Brad, let's start it off with you, man. Let's kick it off. Can they come back 3-0? Not many teams have.
I think they can, actually. I know it's not going to be the popular opinion amongst most people, but I think the Canes can come back. They've lost every game by 1 goal. Okay? I know they put people in front of the net last night, and they still couldn't beat Bobrovsky, but you know what? They have to keep doing what they were doing last night. You know? I mean, Bobrovsky has to eventually give up a goal sometime. You know? He does. I mean, look, the guy's not 6'5". He's 6'2". He plays the game, and his strength is stopping low shots. Okay, when he goes down, there is room upstairs. Okay, he's not tall enough to cover the upstairs. The Cane shooters simply have to get in tight, and they're going to have to find the top of the net. I mean, and they're also going to have to make sure that they have guys in front of him so that he can't see the puck. You know, and perhaps maybe they need an east-west-east kind of passing game, because Bobrovsky goes across the net so well that maybe you have to get it to go back and forth and make him have to cross twice. Maybe that'll slow him down a little bit. You know, maybe somebody has to take a cheap shot at him to get in his head. They've got to do something, which the Canes are very capable of doing. Just to get under his skin a little bit, and that way, hopefully, they can get back in the series. I mean, I think they can, and the reason I think they can is because they're so good defensively, and they are so responsible defensively, and they're fast, and you know they can do this, but it's going to take one period at a time, one shift at a time, to make this a series. Do I think they can win the series? No, but I definitely think they can win a couple of games and get people back in their seats again watching the games. You know, that's my opinion. I know how well the Panthers are playing right now. I get it. Okay, but you know, this Panther team, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. The Kachuk is playing like a man possessed, and they're just, you know, Bobrovsky, if you don't mind the expression, is as quick as a putty tat. You know, what can you say? I mean, you know, And it's, I know the nicknames, the cats. I get that, but that was a pun. You guys are all supposed to laugh.
Sorry, I'm shaking off a headache, but I snickered at it. I got it.
Okay,
I
okay,
got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Am I on mute? Because I was laughing my balls off. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but anyway, I do think they can still. I think they can get back into the series. I mean, Florida. Florida wasn't that good this year. They were lucky to even make the playoffs. If the Pittsburgh Penguins didn't lose the last 2 games of the season, they wouldn't have even made the playoffs. I mean, something's got to give with this Cinderella story. I mean, are they really going to sweep their way into the finals? I mean, are they really going to do that?
It's possible.
I know,
like
but
The way they're playing.
I know, but you know what? I can't wrap my head around what's going on with this team. I also can't wrap my head around how stupid Jamie Benn is, but we'll save that for a little later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a moment. I want to shift over to Brian here, man, being down in the Carolinas, feeling the pulse. What's the morale down there? Can they get back in this series?
It's interesting down here at the moment, to be completely honest with you. I don't think they're out of it, though. I'm with Brad. I'm going to agree with the poll. I think they can climb out of it 3-0. They've played every game tight. They've pretty much led it. They still continue to lead the series in total shots, and they continue to lead the series in offensive zone time. And to me, that's huge. That's telling me that they are controlling the pace of the game. They are controlling everything. However, the Panthers are just getting the bounces in these games. Carolina's not getting any. They're a little snake bitten as far as goals go. To Brad's point, they've all been 1-goal games. They had 2 games going to overtime. Matthew Tkachuk's been pretty much the ringleader here in the playoffs for the Florida Panthers. Since the Boston series, he said, "Boys, get on my back. I got you." 18 points in 14 games for Matthew Tkachuk. I think he leads. I think he might lead the playoffs too in goals with 7, I believe. But
He's got the 18 points, like you mentioned.
He's been the reason why this team is where they are, especially in the playoffs, being up 3-0 right now. But if Carolina can start finding some of these bounces and getting some of these bounces to go their way, I think they could very easily climb back into this. Because, like I said, these games have been close. Carolina hasn't been out of any game. To build off of what Brad said, they just got to figure out how to beat Bobrovsky. And the time will come. Sebastian Aho, he's another guy that needs to figure it out. It's been rough.
He's had so many opportunities.
So many. He's just going through a rough patch, and like most of the guys in this team, especially in Game 3, they just couldn't beat Bobrovsky, and they'll get some bounces. They just have to keep being persistent, just throwing pucks on net, maintaining that offensive zone time, and they'll figure out a way to win. And once they get one, I think they'll climb back into it. I think this is still going to be a 7-game series, despite the fact that Florida's up 3-0 right now.
Wow. Well, you guys are a lot more confident in the Canes than me, because from what I'm seeing no offensive pressure, and I'm seeing Bob just shut them down. I mean, how do they change that?
Just got to keep up the pressure.
Yeah.
Got to get guys in front of them.
It's a lot of, they're not getting a lot of bounces right now. All the bounces are going Florida's way. We know, as 3 longtime fans of this game, that this is a game of bounces. This is a game of ebbs and flows, and sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. Right now, it's not going Carolina's way. Florida has all the momentum moving forward. Carolina's, I think they need to get a lead. Brett Pesce hit the post a couple times last night in that game, and could very easily have been a Carolina win. Any of these games could have been that way if they get a bounce to go their way, but
no puck luck at all.
None. And that to me personally has been the story of this series so far, and why Florida has a 3-0 lead.
Understood. Let's get to some of these comments real quick, boys. Want to let you know that bringing you all the comments tonight is Gleason's Bar. It's located at 6700 Mill Creek Avenue, Levittown, PA. Use promo code A2D to get 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or order online. and you do that at Gleason'sBarnSteaks.com. Looking at some of the fam here, commenting in Benny's Nation. What up, Benny? Florida is the perfect playoff team, physical and have goaltending. It's a good point Benny makes here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to Brad's point earlier, they struggled earlier this year, especially offensively. Weren't finding a lot of goals. Tkachuk still played at a high level all season long, but the big thing too is that I failed to mention is Florida won Game 3 without Alexander Barkov. So even despite the fact that he's been out of the lineup, Florida's still finding ways to win, and that's kind of what it's been, and why I think a lot of people are seeing, especially like Benny, seeing that they're a perfect playoff team. This isn't the same team that they were last year. We saw them in the first round out last year. We thought they were the team that was going to win it all. Maybe we were a year early on this team, and they needed Matthew Tkachuk over Jonathan Huberdeau. We'll see.
I mean, definitely. So, I mean, when it comes to the playoffs, as well as I do, it's not always the best team. It's the team that's playing the best right now. And it's got to be the Florida Panthers, much to Benny's point. Wolf of Odin over on YouTube's been chiming in. He disagrees with the poll. He said, I knew Dallas would get their butts kicked this round. We're seeing that tonight for sure. Updating us 3-0 Vegas right now. What time we got left in that game, boys?
I'm at 7 minutes flat.
Yeah, I'm at 7:04, so you're a little ahead of me. By the way, Dallas did hit the post. They had a power play. Dadonov got hurt, which doesn't look good for them either. So now they're without Dadonov and Ben.
Oof.
So it's really Dallas is really up against it now.
Oy vey.
Yeah, Brakeman chiming in that Matthew Tkachuk is awesome. I mean, he is a good player. He's got the build to be that playoff guy. And I mean, it was something that the Flames hoped to see. Didn't come to fruition quite there, and we're seeing it in this year's playoffs with Florida. Like you said, Brad, sometimes just a different fit with a different core, and then all of a sudden you see it really take off.
Absolutely, just a lot, but a lot of it is just puck luck. Carolina just hasn't had any at all. It's unbelievable. Florida has had every break you could possibly get, and I just think that something's got to happen. Carolina obviously, and I know I'm stating the obvious here, they got to score the first goal, okay, and score early, and set the pace, and make sure they're playing at their at their comfort level, instead of having to chase the game all the time, being in a situation where it's always tied. They've got to get out and get the lead. If they get behind again, then it's, even if they're down 1-0, I wouldn't give them a 1/10 of a chance to win if they get down 1-0. They've got to get the lead. And then the Panthers, who are not really the highest scoring team either, by the way, just to remind everybody, they're really not. Let Florida start making some mistakes. Let them have to try to get the goal. The fourth game is always the toughest one to win, guys. We've seen that over and over and over again. Sometimes, especially when you're home, it's really hard to win. I've seen a lot of teams lose game 4 at home and then go on the road and win game 5. They just don't do it. I can't explain why, but they just don't. They get too emotional at home.
Right. Well, you don't have to go too much further than Boston to see how, a 3-0 or 3-1 series lead can turn the other way. And wouldn't it be apropos that Florida comes back down 3-1 to give up a 3-0 lead? Would be
it can happen. It can happen. It can happen in hockey a lot more easily than it happens in other sports. Because a goalie all of a sudden loses it. One little smack. It might be worth a 2-minute penalty to give Bobrovsky a little shot. I think it is. I mean, for one thing, Carolina has handled Florida's power play. I mean, They got to do something to get in Bobrovsky's head. They got to make him extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean,
Did they
Florida.
trade Bob for Voracek? I thought they traded him for Steve Mason.
They did. Voracek was a separate trade.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember who they traded to get him, but
Oh,
who was it? I'm blanking on it.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it because I'm trying to figure out why we're not on Facebook right now, and it looks like it's a streaming issue for everybody out there asking. I don't think it's on our end. We do a very good job at making sure we cover all our bases here. So it's probably just on Facebook's end because we had shows go off earlier today that had no issues on Facebook. So we'll try and see if we can get on.
Right. Absolutely. Thanks for sticking with us, fam. Bobrovsky was traded for 2 picks, and those 2 picks, a second rounder and a 4th rounder, turned into Anthony Stolarz and Taylor Lear.
Yeah. Stoley's still in the league at least.
Yeah. Mason actually was really good the year the Flyers got him. But then he got concussed. He got concussed in the playoffs.
What's up, Anthony? Thanks for joining us, man, over on the book. Over on the tube. Since we're having troubles on the book.
Give a share on the book for our YouTube feed here, fam. Let's get some of our let's get some of our Facebook people over here on YouTube. God's always got a good response here. Love when God chimes in.
Hello, Linda. Lizard people. That is all.
Lizard people. Very good. Very good.
God knows all.
He certainly
goes on. Florida does not fear anyone on the roster in terms of putting the puck in the net. Having Svechnikov out does not help, and has finally caught up with them.
Yeah, and you also got to think. I haven't seen him, but Turbo hasn't been in the lineup yet. I don't think. And then they're missing Max Pacioretty as well, so they're missing 3 big guns, and yeah, it definitely doesn't help. Maybe it is catching up with them. Like I said earlier, Benny, man, Aho being snake bitten's not helping. Jordan Staal I think he's only got like 1 goal in the entire playoff so far, not helping. Martin Necas hasn't really.
Well,
done
he's
much
the one
for
that's got
him.
He's the one that's really got to turn it up because he's really been he had 1 goal in the first game and hasn't done anything since. So I mean, he's got to also be one to put the puck in the net. The Canes still have guys that can score.
Of course they do.
It's not like and they've managed without Svechnikov to beat 2 very good hockey teams in the Devils and the Islanders. So, they as I said, they got to score first. They're going to have to do something to get Bobrovsky off his game. I don't know, maybe run into the net and knock the net off the hinges. Just do something to aggravate him. Maybe give Sean Avery a call and find out, okay, how did you make Brodeur so nuts? Besides for the obvious, what were some of the sneaky little things that you did to piss him off? I don't know, but you guys catch my drift though, where I'm going with this.
Yeah, oh for sure.
You've got to do something. Yeah, you've got to do something to get in his head, to make him nuts and to get him off his game. Because right now he's playing on a high level. You also have to shoot the puck high, because as I said, the guy is goes down a lot and he plays low. If you take a look at the way he plays the game low. And if you're going to keep shooting low, he's going to stop it. And he's quick getting across. But you know what? You beat that by going tic-tac-toe across. You make what is it that the Ranger announcers kept talking about? The triangle. You got to do the triangle to score against him.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to pass the. You have to make triangle. You have to make a triangle play, and they're not doing it. It's more one and done. A lot of it is more one and done, and looks like there's going to be a power play for that. They didn't call that penalty. Wow. Nope. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry to
No, we're
Going
doing live
attention
reactions here, man. It's all
Yeah.
good. It's live reactions.
Yeah, these refs. Boy.
The refs last night were not very good either.
I was a little surprised about the call on Jamie Benn, but you know what? What was he thinking? I mean, it's a playoff game. You don't do that.
True.
I mean,
Well, you lose your cool when the passions get and the blood gets boiling, you know?
yeah, but he's the captain of the team. I would expect seeing that like I know Clark Gillies back in the day did that to Ed Hospodar when the Rangers were playing the Islanders. You know, Hospodar was annoying Gillies, and then Hospodar happened to fall down, and then Gillies kind of accidentally on purpose fell on top of him with cross check first and broke his nose. You know, so I mean, I've seen it happen where it's accidental on purpose, but that was flat out ridiculous. That wasn't a playoff game. That was just your typical, Islanders Rangers thing. You can't do that in a playoff game.
Dallas just had a great opportunity right there, a chance to pull within 2. That would have been a huge goal ending the first period with 47 seconds left.
Yeah, no doubt it would have been, man. And they've really, I mean, since making the goaltender change, they've settled down the game. It did have the desired effect because they were getting bum rushed there in the first 10 to 12.
Absolutely were. Yeah. And a lot of times that's why you pull the goal. You want to get the boys in front to settle in a little bit, settle down. Dallas is finding themselves down 2-0, so they're going to force some plays early and try and get an early lead. And, obviously Jamie Benn being a bonehead, bad discipline on his part, got him tossed. And that's really what hurt Dallas, I think, early on here is that 5-minute power play. Vegas took clear advantage of that power play and just, well, obviously you're looking at the scoreboard, you see what they did. So
yeah, I mean, it was 1-0 before the power play. Now it's 3-0.
See a lot of new names in here. I want to say what's up to everybody. If you haven't hit that like, hit that subscribe, stay a little while. Let's talk some puck. Let's talk about this game. Let's talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So we got Thrasher Fan Forever. Oof, you poor thing. Although might be getting a new franchise. So
the Jets may come. Lucky you. Hopefully there's not the same owners though.
Nah, I'm hearing possibility of expansion.
What's your favorite Nordiques player? Okay, guys. Nordiques 76 wants to know.
Geez, for me, I'd say Owen Nolan.
Yeah, I kind of liked him too. One of the toughest players I've ever seen. I liked Michel Goulet. He was my favorite, to be honest with you. But I kind of like guys who put the puck in the net 500 times. But Nolan was tough.
Yeah,
I got it. Joe Sakic. Love Joe Sakic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He traveled.
I forgot about him.
He did.
Yeah,
he absolutely did.
I totally forgot about him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
How do you forget about Joe Sakic?
Yeah, looking back at Owen Nolan though, early on he started his career there in Quebec and had a 42 goal season, a 36 goal season. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he had maybe more of his heyday there for the San Jose Sharks, but he was definitely a contributing player for that early for his early years with the Nordiques.
Yeah,
and he also was another about him.
You cutting out there, Brad.
Play. Oh.
Sounds like someone's like auto typing.
Yeah. Here you go, Brad. This was for you.
Coming out.
Got it.
Get him.
Sorry about that, guys. He was a tough player too.
Yeah,
I mean, he really was. He was like the guy on the Calgary Flames. I can't remember his name right now. Black guy.
Oh, Jerome McGinley.
Yes. He was very much the same type of player.
He actually might be heading back to Calgary. I'm hearing something about him possibly being there in a advisory role.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. he couldn't be any worse than what they have now.
Well, I mean, you got, and we could probably touch base on this a little bit more later on in the show here, and Craig Conroy being named the GM, so that's always a good thing for them moving forward. I think he was probably their best candidate. I know Dylan Usher is a big fan of that move.
What was that? What was that by that Devil fan? Because I just wanted to ask him how many. I believe the Devils won as many games in the second round of the playoffs as the Rangers did. Did they not?
Something like that.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Congratulations on your participation trophy, Devil King fan. You're. Are you going to have a banner? Are you going to have a banner hung up that you beat the Rangers and then got destroyed in the next round?
Well, you know what?
Stadium?
I'm going to defend the Devils here just a teeny tiny bit. They never should have gotten out of the first round, to be completely honest. They should have been beaten by the Rangers. You got a team that's just getting back to the playoffs, just getting back to relevancy. You got a team that's in the Rangers that have made some huge moves at the trade deadline to get Tarasenko and Kane and put themselves in win now mode, make himself. So many people were calling the Rangers a cup contender, just get ousted in 7 games in the first round. You got. I think the future is a little bit brighter for the Devils than the Rangers right now. Well, that's my opinion.
I'm not so sure about that. Wait, you're making like the Rangers are an old team. They're really not.
No, not really. But I think that the Devils have put themselves in a better position than the Rangers.
Okay,
a lot of that is also
explain how that works exactly.
Well, what did you give up to get
agree with
Tarasenko? What did you give up to get Kane? Well, Kane was actually kind of a steal, but
Kane was a
you
second
gave
rounder
up
and a
a lot.
fourth rounder.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. Kane wound up being a steal, but you gave up a bit to get Tarasenko. And then
we gave up a first round pick and we gave up Sammy Blais. And the first round pick was Dallas's first round pick. So it's going to be the 28th.
Dallas's first round pick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be the 28th. It's going to be the 28th pick. So the Rangers still have their first round pick.
Well, according to your rant a couple weeks ago, get rid of Fox. Get rid of Kane.
Yeah,
get rid of Gallant, which they did, which I think was a smart move on their part.
Gallant, I believe, was the problem. Okay, Gallant, I'm just not thrilled with him. I would like to see them get. I wouldn't mind either. What's his name? The guy that used to coach the Flyers.
Hextall?
No, not him. He coached the Capitals last year. I can't.
Laviolette, Peter Laviolette.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him because he's kind of a miserable ass kicker, and I think that's what they need. And maybe and see if you can get the guy from or the guy from the Leafs, the assistant coach.
Capitals and the Ducks are talking to him.
Yeah, I know the Ducks. The Ducks really want him. He would really improve the Ducks. I don't know about the Capitals. I think the Capitals are a sinking ship, to be honest with you.
Capitals need to re-up on a few things here. They need to get a little bit younger.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get rid of a few people and start bringing up some kids. I believe.
I'm curious.
But you look at the Rangers.
Who's the Goblin?
They got just as who's summoned the Goblin.
That's what I want to know. Come on, Frank. Who's the Goblin? Who did I summon?
Yeah, who's the Goblin?
I mean, I'm talking like just compared like age wise. If you look at some of the talent that the Devils have, especially the ones that they've drafted in the last few years. Jack Hughes is starting to fill into his own.
He's great. I'll give you
Nico
that.
Hersher.
Okay.
Luke Hughes had a pretty good series against Carolina, despite the result for the Devils.
Their goaltending still stinks. I can't understand how the Rangers got shut out and couldn't score against a garbage goaltender like Schmidt. That I don't understand. I don't understand why the Rangers didn't stand in front of the net more. That's why Gallant is no longer the coach of the Rangers. The Rangers just offensively became very predictable. It was always the same plays every time. You get the puck out to Fox at the point, and he either shoots a nice low shot and tries to hit Kreider in front of the net, whether it's his body or his stick, and or he passes it to Zibanejad in the Ovechkin office for the one timer. And there's more than one way to score a goal. You don't always have to do it that way, and the Devils figured that out, and they basically wouldn't allow the Rangers to set anything up, especially the power play. After the first couple of games, they figured it out, and Gallant didn't adjust. And a good coach adjusts. Gallant doesn't. That's why Gallant never lasts more than a couple of years in the same place.
Yeah.
True story.
Robbie, I want your opinion on that question by Ant. What do you guys think about trading Carter Hart and Cutter Gauthier to Montreal for Cole Caulfield?
Oh.
I
I just think that you can't replace what Carter Hart brings to this team. You know what I mean? And unless you have, I don't have enough faith in Arison to rely upon that. I think that would put you further behind the 8 ball when it comes to this rebuild.
I absolutely agree. I think it's too much for Cole Caulfield, honestly. I think he's a great player. I think he's going to be a great player. I think he's been very, very productive, and he's extremely creative with the puck. But I think Cutter Gauthier and Carter Hart together for that player is going to be way too much.
Right.
It's just way too much.
I don't think you could trade. Listen, you build a team from the inside out, not the outside in. And trading Hart, that's your goalie. He's the inside. Okay? You can't trade Carter Hart. If you do trade him, you better have somebody in mind that's going to come in and be the savior.
And I don't think there's anybody in free agency that's going to be like starter worthy. I don't even think there's anybody in this draft that's really going to be franchise goaltender worthy, goalie wise. So right now you're just better off sticking with Hart. Just build a better defense in front. And
you do have some. Yeah, you do have some depth down. That could come in future years. Whenever Fedotov can actually come and play for us, and so on and so forth. But I just think it's tough, and I get it. You know what I mean? Like, fans have grown frustrated with Hart because he's been inconsistent at times, but you got to expect that out of his development. And I just continually see a kid that's working on his game.
Mm-hmm. And
you got to give him a break. His defense has been absolutely horrendous the last 2 years.
He's a perfectionist. That's what he is. We knew that coming in. We knew that the kid had a hard work ethic, and he's harder on himself than anybody else is.
And let's not forget the other side of the coin with Cutter. We've seen and heard are good things. I think he could be a key piece for the future.
Absolutely, he's gonna be. He's already had. I think in the junior tournament, I think he had 3 points in the last game that they had. I think he had a goal and 2 assists or something like that. This dude's going to put up points. He's going to create offense. He's going to create havoc. He's a big body. This kid's almost ready to go. I think he needs a little bit more time in college, or at least according to him. He's going to be up next year, and he's going to be just fine, and he's going to be everything that Flyers fans are looking for.
Favorite Canucks player in error? That's
too easy. That's too easy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's Pavel Bure, right?
Yep.
Of course. If you like Trevor Linden, I can understand.
Rich Benny does.
Yeah, Trevor Linden. Yeah, Trevor Linden was really good. I kind of like Sergio Momesso when he was with Vancouver. He's such a son of a gun.
I also like my first ever Flyers game was actually against the Vancouver Canucks, which I thought was actually really, really awesome. Because I got to see Mark Messier and Alexander McGillney all together. And I remember vividly Mark Messier took a deflected puck up into the face. That was one of my first memories of that game. The second, Your boy John LeClaire there, Robbie, had 4 goals in that game. That was my first ever Flyers game. Yeah, the rest speaks for itself.
I remember that game. I
Mhm.
remember that game distinctly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chris Gratton had a goal that game. I think Lindros had like 4 or 5 assists or something like that in that game. It was magical. It was magical. That was pretty much what made me fall in love with this sport.
Yeah, I mean, I can just recall. I was like, when is Messier going to hang him up at this point?
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody feeling bad for the Coyotes fans, and that poll came out. And there was some contenders we talked about in terms of Quebec and Houston. Utah's been out there, even though they didn't appear on that poll. But there was a few other surprising cities that were in contention.
Atlanta, obviously.
Yeah, they're putting, which is really weird because I heard
Kansas City.
the
I heard.
arena that they're putting up, I heard is outside of Macon. Is that what I heard? Did I hear that right? That they're putting up a NHL sized hockey arena for an NHL franchise outside of Macon, Georgia.
Wow.
Why can't they play at the Omni or wherever the Hawks play these days?
I'm not. I don't know if their arena is set up to be a dual arena.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's just purely basketball. I think it's the same reason why. Who was I just talking to this about? One of the guys in the HUD Facebook group was saying that the Coyotes should just play with the Phoenix Suns in their arena. It's the same reason. The Suns arena is just it's built to be basketball and only basketball.
Okay.
That's an interesting stat. ESPN's showing up there. Jonathan Marchessault has 2 goals now in the opening 90 seconds prior to a cup final. That tied an NHL record with the aforementioned Mark Messier, Joey Mullen, Jean Bellevue, and Ted Lindsay.
Ooh,
Wow.
That's some good company. Some legendary company.
That's
Yeah, depressed Oilers fan. I used to have a Phoenix Coyotes jersey, and then I sold it to. Actually, I didn't sell it. I traded it to a buddy of mine, and he gave me. I gave him my Coyotes jersey, and I gave him. Who else did I give him? I think I gave him. It might have been my Kings jersey, my 1967-68 Kings jersey, the gold and purple, and I got a white Mighty Ducks jersey back, the OG jersey that didn't even have the shoulder patches, so it was the original OG jersey. And then he gave me a Paul Correa St. Louis Blues home jersey. So good riddance to that Phoenix Coyotes jersey.
Didn't it used to be a moon, like half a moon or something?
The shoulder crest was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they used to have like a half a moon. I remember, and they used to have the big
Yeah.
howl all the time, and then they got away from that, which I don't know why, but
The half moon, I believe, that you're thinking of was their center ice logo,
yeah,
if I remember that correctly.
yes, yeah, is that? Yeah, that would they. Yeah, it was the center ice logo. I couldn't remember if it was on their jersey or on their or on the yeah, it was on the ice, maybe not on the jersey.
Right.
Yeah, it was definitely. Yeah, you definitely had one on the ice for sure.
Cool. SJM86 was chimed in there. What up, hockey fam? And you catch the Keith Jones interview piece on Channel 6 Action News. I have no clue to how to feel about him or the direction of this franchise. I didn't see that on Action News, but I read an awesome article in The Athletic that we talked about a lot last show. You can always go back here on YouTube, get my thoughts and some of the quotes from there. But I was left inspired. I don't know. Have either of you guys seen this interview on Action News?
I didn't see it. No.
Nah, it's hard to get Action News where I am. So, but I'm with you, Robbie. After just hearing him talk initially and seeing and hearing some of the things that he has said, I have nothing but faith in this organization moving forward. My big thing, and I've said this the last couple of weeks, I know SJM is in and out with us, busy living his life, doing his thing, but always comes back to us as he always does. My big thing with taking away from Keith Jones is he's going to make it about him, Briere, and Torts, and it's going to be those three. If they can keep the old heads out of the conversation and out of the conference room and out of any decision that they make, I think they're going to do a very good job. And it's got to be the three of them working together. Can't just be Keith Jones versus Danny Briere versus John Tortorella. It's never going to work. And I think we saw that in the last couple of years, whereas Chuck Fletcher versus Paul Holmgren versus John Tortorella versus Bobby Clark versus whoever was before John Tortorella, whatever. And they got away from a game plan. I think these three together can do a very good job if they can stick to the game plan and work together and put a good product on the ice. And they got to stay healthy, though. That's the big thing moving forward. This Flyers team has to stay healthy. That's the big thing.
Right.
They got to stay away from adding old players too, because it seems like the old guys are always the ones getting hurt. You know, I don't know if it's my imagination, but or it's a fact, but it just seems like young players don't get injured. Old players always seem to get injured, especially if they happen to wear the orange and black for whatever reason. Yeah, whatever reason. Yeah.
The list is long. The list is very long.
Yes,
I think it started with Pronger. No.
Oh. But he's a friend of the show, so it's okay.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But I mean, I think getting back to your point really quick, Brian, with Jonesy, I think his job is to be the policeman, to keep those guys out of the room. You know, and I think he can do that job because he's sort of we saw it as a player, and you see it throughout his commentary too. He's the type of guy who doesn't really take much shit. He'll ham it up and joke with the boys or what have you, but he'll also tell you straight how it is.
He's got a little edge to him, absolutely. Yeah. So hopefully he remembers the Utah Mormons. Oh,
right.
Come on, Joe. Stop.
What up, Joe? I like that icon there. That's dope.
Joe's a little upset with us because Facebook is having issues with the stream tonight, so he had to make a YouTube channel.
Oh boy, sorry, Joe.
And then he takes a shot at me, sort of.
Brian,
just stating the obvious. I mean,
if Daly's an old man, what's that make us, Brad?
You're a young pup. What are you talking? 38.
I don't feel like a young pup. I tell you that. I'm hurting.
Wait till you get to be my age, and every time you get up, it hurts.
Every time I move right now, it hurts. But I think a lot of that is because I work like 75 hours a week. So,
that'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll definitely do it.
Cutter and Brink will be a hell of a team. I agree, Anthony.
Facts.
About to start up the second period here between the Stars and Knights.
5v.
Players have hit the sideline or the benches.
They sure have. Dallas needs to get a quick goal here. I'd say within the first 5 minutes, they have to get one back if they want to stay alive in this game.
Well, they've hit the post twice. They've come very close, but the post is no cigar.
Our live reactions to Stars Knights is being brought to you by eXp Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, or you're looking for a change in career or brokerage, contact Alan Foyer of eXp Realty LLC at 302-682-8820 or visit him at Alan Foyer at exprealty.com.
I'll pull it up here. As soon as I find it, they've rearranged everything on me back here. There it is.
That's cool. I don't give you the proper lead in time. Or see, Maddie, when he does it himself, he can pull it up and then read it.
Yeah. Like I'm at a disadvantage here. I can't play host and producer. My feeble little brain doesn't work that way.
Hey, we're playing shorthanded tonight, boys, but we're holding our own. Hopefully we can fight back in this thing like the Stars.
Brian, you're only a man. We're not really good at doing two things at once.
Oh.
We don't have that ability.
I'm certainly not. That's shit. Ask the people I work with.
Let us just do what when you put us on something to do. Let us just do what we're doing, and then when we're finished, we'll do the next thing.
Like I'm supposed to be producing, talking to you guys, and watching the game. I'm doing 2 out of those 3. I'm producing. I'm doing a job producing, You're not even watching
You're-
the game. I'm
You're
watching you
fine.
guys.
You're fine. Don't worry.
Oh, thanks, Brad. Your encouragement means everything.
Yeah. I know. That and $5 will get you on a subway.
Macomb
like
County.
that.
Okay.
I like that.
Thanks, Benny. I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't hear that.
Oh God.
Macomb County, Georgia.
Wasn't that the home of the Big Boss Man,
I don't,
the wrestler?
I don't-
Remember him?
I definitely
sure
remember
do.
him.
Oh,
The
yeah.
guy who was the cop in the ring.
Mm-hmm. They had like 3 different generations of him.
Oh,
I
do
don't
they?
think it was ever the same guy either.
No, I remember the first one, and he was a pretty hateable character. He was
Yeah, he
definitely
was.
I like the guy. I always used to like the bad guys.
I've been getting into some of the heels. Some of the heels that I like. I love Austin Theory. I think he's one of the better heels right now. Because he's so good at it. He's so good at being hated. Love the Usos. Obviously, the bloodline is great with Roman Reigns, and their storyline is very intriguing right now. But yeah, I've been getting into some of the heels too. I love the Miz. The Miz is probably my favorite guy right now.
Yeah,
I love
always been a
he
good
always
heel.
has been.
Yeah. He's never been. I don't think he's ever been a face.
Yeah, I always liked Randy Orton.
Yeah, I want Randy to come back.
The bigger idiot he acted like, the more I kind of liked him. Because it seemed like it always used to drive one of those announcers. He used to drive crazy. I don't know why, but one of them seems to always have a thing about him. And
Oh yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
yeah, I can't. There's been so many of them. I can't remember them all.
He's like one of the nicest guys in the world too, which is actually really, really funny.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's it's all an act. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they work with each other and all that other stuff. So
Yeah, it's just fun to see like these guys like play like really. Oh, what a good pass by Wyatt Johnson! It's a shame we couldn't get it to him. But it's just fun to see some of these people like play like the best like assholes in the world, and then you see them in real life, and they're like the nicest people in the world. Triple H, one of the best heels of all time. He's the GOAT of heels, but he is the best person in real life.
I could believe.
I just love it. I love that.
I heard Andre the Giant was a really nice guy too.
Yeah.
I heard that too.
Yeah, I heard though that he used to call all the matches.
Probably did.
Like, yeah, every match he was ever in, he would tell the while they were doing the matches, he used to tell them what they're gonna do, what they do next. Like when they were talking to each other, they're always telling them, okay, it's time for this particular move, time for that particular move, and that kind of stuff.
SJM, I don't think it's Triple H or Ric Flair. I think the GOAT of heels is Rowdy Piper, personally.
Okay.
Yeah, but he sold out. He ended up being a good guy, so it's hard to forgive him for that.
Frank, English, Frank. We're in America. Speak American. I'm just kidding.
Non-poor, Quebec, s'il vous plaît. Non-poor Houston. Atlanta.
Yeah, he's saying Quebec, please, not Houston or Atlanta.
Yeah, okay. I believe you.
I don't know French. I know s'il vous plaît is please.
Yeah. I still have my Hartford Whalers jersey. Ah, there you go.
My brother's got one. I almost bought one when I was at PNC a couple weeks ago.
Is that on camera?
Yeah, Blaine. I just remember Blaine Stoughton and Mike Rogers.
Well, that was the other thing too. The other thing too is especially concerning the Arizona Coyotes and their situation right now. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are pushing for this franchise, and we already mentioned a couple. You know, the part owner of the Utah Jazz wants to bring him over. And I think it was what was it, Robbie, the governor of Hartford or Connecticut wants to bring them
Yep.
back to Hartford or something like that.
Yeah. The governor. Yep.
I don't think that's at Hartford's ever getting another team again. There's the problem with that is they're either Ranger fans or Bruin fans. You're not going to be able to convert them.
Yeah.
You know, and listen, the last time they played, when they were playing in a mall. I mean, the arena was in a mall. I've never heard of such a thing, but that arena was in the middle of a mall. I'm not
I
kidding.
don't remember that one.
Yeah. Look it up. You
I'm
can't make that stuff up.
not
I could
making
never
it.
make
I mean, I believe you. I'm just saying.
It's true. It's 1,000% true. I recall that. Yeah.
They played in a mall. Now I don't know if the arena was inside the mall or a part of the mall. I could see it makes sense because you got a lot of parking and stuff, but in a mall, that doesn't sit well with me. A mall. So, and probably the NHL won't forgive him for that. Oh boy, did Dadonov come back from that injury before? Lower body injury. Ugh, it doesn't look like he's coming back. I just mentioned it, and now they just said he hasn't come back yet. So
I haven't seen him.
that's a shame.
They're saying they think he might. I mean, Emily Kaplan was just giving the update. I didn't hear what was said, but from what I could barely catch from Ray Ferraro, it sounded like it's a knee hyperextension.
Oh, he's gone then.
Jesus, Dominic Mysterio looks like Eddie.
Tragic.
Now Dallas just took a penalty.
Yeah, that was a bad penalty to take.
That's interference. I mean, what's he doing? Boy, the Stars are playing just. It's amazing how dumb they're playing tonight. I mean, you talk about a team that just completely shot themselves in the foot all night. They've been doing it all night, and awful goaltending as well.
Yeah, I think a goal here. That's the nail in the coffin there. As Marchessault almost got another one there.
Wow, that was close. I'll tell you what, Florida will rip these two teams to shreds. Maybe not as much the Golden Knights, but Dallas, if they play stupidly against Florida, the puck's going to be in the net every time.
All the comments are wrestling comments.
Yeah. That's a superstar Billy Graham. Wasn't there two Billy Grahams, or was there one?
That was just the one. It was just the one, and it was heartbreaking because you want to talk about a guy who changed the game for professional wrestling. That was superstar Billy Graham.
Yep. How did we end up on wrestling? I'm sorry. Is that my fault?
It was
bad guys.
Yeah,
Root for the bad guys.
Yeah,
and Billy Graham was one of the best. Definitely tragic loss.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
like I was saying, he was he was the reason why you started seeing guys really bulk up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
1,000%, Dylan. I absolutely agree with you. I think MJF is the best heel in the business right now. He, unlike these other guys, though, is just as much of a bastard off camera as he is on camera.
Yeah. But that goes to Dylan's point. He never breaks character.
Right.
But
that's a good one.
But here's the thing, though, is like I like that though, is when you see somebody break character, like as much as you don't want to see it, yet depending on the situation, you like it when it happens.
Sure.
And there's goal number 4, Alex Pietrangelo.
He never saw it. He never saw it.
Again, power play goal. Did they score it before the power play ended?
Yep.
Another power play goal. I think it's 4.
Yeah, it's 4-0, and now 3 of the goals were power play goals.
Good pass movement too. Really, I mean, Dallas could never really keep the box set up or established.
No.
Good horizontal passing around the perimeter. Shoots it from the point. No chance.
Look at all the traffic in front of the net.
Yeah.
It deflected off of somebody. Who did it deflect off of?
Maybe number 10 in front. I don't think it did because the puck didn't start wobbling, so it may have gone straight in.
Oh, I wish I had TiVo or something. I could rewind it. Because it looked like when they were doing the original replay from the end zone, it almost looked like you watch it coming in and then it just goes this way. I could be wrong.
Maybe you're right. With the curved sticks, the puck does move sometimes. I mean,
My eyes are
just
so
curve.
bad.
I think it was clean in. I think it'll be Petrangelo's goal.
Yeah, it didn't start. Usually, if it's deflected, it starts wobbling.
Yeah.
Had to go through a lot of bodies to find the back of the tweed there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Wedgwood never saw it. He just guessed which side it was going to be on, and he guessed wrong.
So we got 4-0 Vegas Golden Knights.
And, Vegas's power play struggled all season too. So it's kind of remarkable. And you know what? What a contrast between them and Florida. Florida pretty much has a franchise goaltender, and this team is on their fifth goalie now. And they're both and they're both in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, even if you include like those like Renier, who didn't even start the year healthy, but still definitely you had Price, at some points, look, it was a shame that young goaltender though got hurt. That I mean, imagine how good they'd be playing if he's around.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Quick was going to end up being their goalie.
So did I. But
Good
Aiden
insurance
Hill's,
policy.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Aiden Hill's been playing pretty strong since taking over for Bressois.
Yeah.
Yep, he has been. Wait, Dallas needs a quick goal here. I almost had it.
Nah, they're going to go back on the power play.
Are they called another penalty on? Oh my God!
Oh, this is an interesting comment here. Joe chimes in. Wonder if the Eastern Western Conference Finals in both NBA and NHL ever went 4-0, 4-0, 4-0, 4-0 ever in the same season in history. I don't think so.
I bet not.
I don't know about the NHL, but I know the NBA did it one other time in 1957. And the reason why I know that is because of Mr. Frank Vespi.
Of course, Frank would know that. He's the Jeopardy champion.
Master statistician.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when Rob and I used to go to the sport towns in Tom's garage, he had Jeopardy on while we were warming up, and he was literally answering every question. And Rob and I were like looking at him like, "What the heck?" We were like, hubbity. What?
Frank is just full of useless knowledge.
So what you're saying is Frank's destiny is to be on Jeopardy, like Rosie Perez and White Man Can't Jump? Yeah.
Frank is a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, let's support him. That would be great.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I have no intention of ever seeing the new White Man Can't Jump.
No.
Now that you bring that up.
Jack Harlow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that. I knew they would do it though. The idea is good, but I don't know. Doesn't look that good.
No, it doesn't.
I'll give it a chance though. I have to. I like the movie so much.
Well, after watching, I actually watched the original the other night. It was on some station. I forget which one it was on, but
Woody Harrelson can't do it anymore, guys. He's too old.
It does. No, you don't need Woody Harrelson. You just don't do it.
Yeah, that's true.
You just leave the classic be the classic instead of ruining it because you're going to put Jack Harlow in a reboot that doesn't need to happen. I hate all these reboots. Like Coming to America, Like you had to come up with that one. It was awful. I have not heard a single good thing about the Second Coming to America movie.
Well, you know what? Because they can't the new Hollywood. They can't think of they can't come up with the ideas on their own, so they have to try to steal other ideas and bring them back because they have no originality, unfortunately.
Quick money too because of the title.
I love it. Reboot everything. Let's reboot Twins with The Rock and Kevin Hart. Let's do it. They're already in every other movie together anyway. So
listen, that if you're gonna do that and you're gonna pick The Rock and Kevin Hart, that's just perfection right there. That might actually beat the original.
Well, you know what? You could also do like Shaq and I'm trying to think of somebody who's really short.
Shaq and Muggsy Bogues?
Yeah, that would be a good combination.
I don't know why I felt Muggsy Bogues, but he's got acting experience. He was in Space Jam.
Yeah, well, that's probably why you thought of him. Yeah, Muggsy Bogues was the kind of. Well, Calvin Murphy's a little old to do that. He may not be alive with us anymore either. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, Muggsy Bogues would work.
Look up Spud Webb.
Yeah, he's another one.
That's another good one. Yeah.
Yep.
Should have been the professor, not Jack Harlow. Who's the professor?
I heard Frank Vespi once dropped the back of a box of matches and within 5 seconds was able to tell how many were left in the box. True story.
There you go.
Toothpicks. Drop a box of toothpicks. That's even more impressive.
Yeah, considering there's 1,000 of them in a box. He would totally Rain Man that shit.
He would be the resident Ken Jennings of the group for sure.
Another power play for Vegas. Dallas just cannot stay out of the box.
No, they're taking a lot of frustration penalties.
That's what I was gonna say. They tried to send a message here because it's the wrong time. You got to do whatever you can to get back in this game and not get down 3-0.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's definitely bad timing on their part to do this. I mean, maybe that's why. It's because they're down 4-0 right now. They were down 3-0 after one. Hey, let's play a physical game. Let's try and wear them out a little bit and climb back into this. Vegas doesn't look like they're slowing down at all.
No, and Vegas is playing a smart game. They're just waiting for Dallas is taking too many dumb penalties and taking too many chances, and Vegas is counterattacking them.
There's a breakaway.
Yeah, see another mistake in their own zone.
Ooh, Vegas just got away with one.
That was a good play by Dallas. How's that not a trick, by the way?
Or maybe they did call it because now the delay penalties popped up.
Yeah, well, should. I mean, they've been calling everything on Dallas, that's for sure. Okay, so this is a must for Dallas. If they're going to get back in this game, this has to be a power play goal. My old friend Brett Howden. How is it that he can land a job with the Vegas Golden Knights, but there's no room for him on the Rangers?
Questions you gotta ask. Who's the GM over there now?
Yeah. Oh my God, Eichel! Did you see Eichel hit the left post and then it ricocheted off the crossbar?
Yeah, that was a bad trip. I'm surprised. I would have been very surprised if they didn't call that. Looking at the replay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That how could they? I mean, it took a while to notice that it was a penalty. Leave it to ESPN to take that long to post it up there.
It's a huge opportunity here for Dallas. They got to score on this. They have to if they want any chance of climbing back.
Yeah, this is a must.
What do you think, Robbie? You got to score 2 here to get back into this game?
Oh, before the third period? Yeah. I mean, just get one. Just get one on the board. I don't think you need to score. You get a goal here right, and you play more in the Vegas zone and carry on that momentum, 3 goals is not unheard of in the third period. So you gotta chip away 1 goal at a time.
Agreed. They have to score here. You got a minute 20 on the power play. I know the ice is a little bit choppy, but just got to pepper Aiden Hill and just get as many pucks on him as you possibly can.
Right now, they look totally disorganized.
They started off good because I'm a few seconds behind you boys. Good passing, but Vegas has done an equally good job keeping it all to the exterior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That was
Robertson.
an opportunity, and he missed the net.
Oh, there was a good chance there started by Wyatt Johnson. Was able to get a rebound and drop right in front of Hayden. Just not able to put it home. I like this kid. I see why Priz is always so big on him.
Which one, Mason Marchmont or?
No, Wyatt Johnson.
Wyatt Johnson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we get him in Anaheim?
Puck just stays on his stick.
It really does. And it's funny you just said that he just stole the puck, and it was just so clean.
Yes, he did. Nice pass out to the point.
Can we do away with the name on top of the people during the power play?
Yeah, it's really distracting.
Gross.
And they do not score on the power play. Wow.
Phillies give me hemorrhoids. Yeah.
I don't think it's the Phillies, Joe. You might need to do a better job.
I think either one of our teams could stand a starter going longer than 5 innings, huh?
You think?
Jesus.
Garrett Cole got clobbered tonight, but
Did
he? Yes, he did. But as usual, the Yankees got him off the hook because they tied. It was 4-0, and then they tied it 4-4. Now I think it was the last time I looked, it was 5-4. But Garrett Cole's long gone now.
Oh, that means Bradish got hit up too. Damn it.
Yeah, he got smacked. He got smacked around.
Phillies aren't much better.
Well, it's league wide, man. Ooh.
What opportunity. Oh, look who decided to jump in the chat. I'm going to get him in here.
Prizzalicious.
Oh, he's out. I don't care. You get in here.
I guess apparently Tuesday nights is Punani night in the Priz household. Oh,
not even. He's out with a dude. I don't know who that is though. Yeah, he's definitely not happy.
Tell him that we're singing Wyatt Johnson's praises. He'll be here in about 3 seconds.
Yep, I got you right now.
Another penalty coming up here. At least on my feed. You guys might have seen it already.
I missed it, but it's good to know because I'm at a commercial.
Yeah, I'm at a commercial too.
Oh, yeah. Either boarding or cross-checking on number 10, Dallas.
Told him we're giving praise to your boy Wyatt. It's just, I hate being right about Vegas, but I love it at the same time.
Absolutely. Real quick, I'm going to tell Bam, some new people joining us here on YouTube. Thanks for sticking with us here on the tube. Hey, if you want to become a member, get all the perks. It's only $9.99 a month. You can get some, just shout outs, members only shows, appearances, weekly picks from the Money Pot podcast directly in your DM. Join today. The link's down in the comments. Really, the first week's going to pay for itself. So join up, become an HUD member today.
We actually added a new perk as well. So for some of our HUD members, if you've been with us long enough, you're gonna have a chance to participate in our new game show that we do Monday nights at 9:30 called Fandemonium. There's going to be an opportunity for you guys to possibly wind up on the show playing against each other, with Frank and Ritz both hosting. It's a good time. It's a fun time. If you haven't checked it out, you should definitely check it out. Monday nights at 9:30. You're looking at the first ever inaugural champ.
Wait a
Okay,
minute.
that didn't go over like I thought. But anyway, Brodo won on Monday or last night because today's Tuesday. Brodo actually holds the current money. Oh, there he is. He's got the money record, but he'll never take away the fact that I'm the first ever winner.
Hey man, I gave you the razor
Brian,
Ramon. Hey,
You
Well,
and I
that's
were
not-
you and I were
not
picking
you guys.
We're picking
It was-
all the right answers last night while they were
Their
struggling.
answers, dude, their questions were so much easier.
I was getting you and I were getting all of them. I mean, I can't believe they didn't figure out John Scott in 2 seconds. Come on.
Nah, they're not hockey guys.
No, yeah, but come on.
They're not hockey
That-
guys.
that's
I
the
gotta
one
give them that
that-
one.
Yeah, they should
Gotta
have
give
known
them that
that.
But
Ooh,
yeah, it's a good
teams
time.
teams up 3-0 in a conference final are 36-0.
Oof.
Oh,
Sorry, Dallas. It's been a good run.
yeah. The Islanders and Penguins, I guess, were in the second round,
Second round.
and
There was-
the
yeah.
Bruins and Flyers were in the second round also.
That was yeah, because they went on and then they played Montreal in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah.
Okay. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember those. Those are the only two I can remember that had 3-0 leads and came back. Aside from the one in 1942, I think Toronto and somebody.
Remember the Kings did it against San Jose in the first round.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You're
2015.
Oh, I think it
It
was.
was a
longer
second
than
cup
that.
run for them. But
Wasn't it when they had Jaguar? When they had Jaguar,
who?
the Sharks.
Sharks never had Jaguar.
No, who had Jaguar? The Kings?
Nope.
No, not
Colorado.
the Kings. Colorado had Jaguar.
Colorado had Jaguar. Anaheim had Jaguar.
Okay, yeah, Anaheim did.
Ah.
Okay, it was Anaheim. Okay,
Won a cup for him.
yes,
Maple Leafs, Red Wings. That's what it was. Damn it.
yeah, okay. I knew it was the Maple Leafs. I just couldn't remember the other team.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Listen,
either.
we had a 1 in 6 shot of getting it.
So I like the odds.
Yeah, Kings beat Sharks. So that was the first round in 2014.
14. That was close. My brain's starting to work again.
Hurrah!
Hurrah! Huzzah!
Uh,
I'm gonna bring
we
Huzzah
wind
back.
down here the second period, both on the show as well as in the game here for Western Conference Finals here. Game 3, Vegas Golden Knights holding a commanding 4-0 lead.
Yeah,
Commanding is another-
some worried Stars fans. They should be worried right now because their team is not
Right.
showing up tonight. And
Vegas might. Yep.
still on another power.
Yeah, they are. They're forever on the power play in this game. And if they go up 3-0, they'll join the Carolina Hurricanes. Join the Florida Panthers being up 3-0 on the Carolina Hurricanes. If you're just joining us tonight's poll, the Hurricanes can climb back from down 3-0. Agree or disagree? Let us know in the comments.
If I can find it, there it is. I
For
really don't know how Matty does it. I give him so much more respect than I usually do. Not that I don't respect him, but
sure.
yeah, to what Priz was saying. Priz, man, if you're still in the chat, bro, I know you're out with your boy, but man, if Dallas can stay out of the box, man, that's been their bugaboo all night. They've been playing very undisciplined hockey, taking untimely and stupid penalties, especially
Yeah.
Jamie Benn.
Here's a question about Ben now because he got a match penalty. Does that mean he's suspended for the next game?
Could be. Or no, is that not in the playoff? No, it's in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he suspended, or do you have to have 2 of them to get suspended for the next game?
I'm not
I thought it was
100% sure.
suspension for that comes with the match call.
Oh, here we go.
I know you have I know he's going to have a hearing. I think it's an automatic hearing. I don't know if it's an automatic suspension.
I always thought that if you got a match penalty, it's an automatic 1-game suspension.
Let's look it up. Google is a
I
wonderful
could
thing
be-
here, friends.
I mean, I'm not wrong, but I could be incorrect. You know, I'm never wrong.
Getting chippy.
Yeah, this is not the time to be doing that, though. That message should have been sent after game 2.
Right. This is just frustration, to your point earlier.
Yep. That was a bit of a dive. Oh, you know what? Number 14 was laughing at him when he hit him. So, Domi. Well, Domi's a dirty player anyway.
Nicholas Hague. That's funny.
Nicholas Hague would beat the crap out of him. I don't know. That would be a real bad mismatch.
Oh, interesting.
No blood, no foul?
So they're saying in the NHL, a match penalty and a game misconduct are virtually identical in application. However, a match penalty carries a larger fine, and the offending player is suspended indefinitely until commissioner rules on the issue, which usually happens fairly quickly.
Okay, now did he get a game misconduct or was that a match penalty?
It was a match penalty and a game misconduct.
So Bettman will be making a decision on that.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be suspension worthy, but
I don't know. That was pretty vicious. I mean, I hope he doesn't get suspended because I hate seeing that happen. But
yeah, I don't see it happening, honestly.
yeah, well, who makes that call? You think it's going to be Parros or you think it's going to be Bettman?
Well, Parros isn't there anymore.
Who's there now?
It was Shanahan, but now Shanahan's gone. Now they're investigating him about vetoing a trade that shouldn't have been vetoed.
Uh-oh.
That was the other thing I should have brought up earlier too about the Hurricanes, whether or not they can come back. They're 0-11 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Fun fact.
Then they're due.
Since 2006, they are 0-11.
They're due.
Overdue.
Yeah, they're due for a win.
We'll see what happens. I'm hoping they get a win, but part of me doesn't because I work for one of their sponsors, and it'd just be nice to not get my ass kicked during the games. That would just be nice. What's up, Tommy?
Tommy, what's up, man?
Hey, Tom.
Yo.
So
you
yeah,
still getting this thing sorted out yet on your end? Or they wrap up the second period?
Ready to wrap it up when you are?
No. The game here. I'm a little bit behind you guys, and I see them. They're still in discussion. They're cleaning the ice or what have you.
Oh, they're it's wrapped up now. They got PK and Messier in there.
Can somebody tell him to please button his shirt?
Yeah, right. Absolutely. All right, well, boys, before we get into the third period, which we'll be talking about Flyers early draft predictions, got a new sponsor here for ATV Radio. It's Philly Sports Trip, and we're going to get a quick word from them right now.
Hey, Birds fans, the NFL schedule has arrived and Philly Sports Trips has all the details now. Visit the site phillysportstrips.com. This is sure to be an epic season. Be sure to go there now to make sure that you don't get shut out. Join us in Tampa, LA, Seattle, or when we get revenge in Kansas City. Don't want to fly? No problem. Gather up your crew and hop aboard one of our signature boisterous bus trips to DC or New York. Sign up now and make sure to mention A2D. Don't miss out on the best Philly fan experience anywhere. Philly Sports Trip customers always stay at the best hotels and meet NFL legends. Book today.
Thank you very much. Oh, that sounds interesting. I'm definitely going to be down on that myself. All right. So getting into the third period here, early draft. As we know, the Flyers have the 7th pick in this year's NHL entry draft from the lottery. And it's really an interesting, intriguing situation that they're going to be in with this 7th pick. And there's a lot of questions circling around who they're going to be targeting, what type of player they're going to be targeting. So, Brian, I want to start off with you. Who do you think the Flyers should be targeting, or who do you think could potentially fall?
Gosh, I know who I would want the Flyers to get, but I don't know if he's going to fall. He's projected to be a top 5 pick, and that's Mr. Will Smith. This kid can skate. He's got to put a little bit of weight on. I think that's his major bugaboo. But I mean, he's one of the best prospects in the draft. He came out of nowhere. He's got offensive upside. He can score. Very creative. Very elusive with the puck. Has great vision on the ice. That's who I want. But if they can't get him and he doesn't fall, I would love to see them go for a defenseman. And that one guy that I want him to go after is David Reinbacher. He's another big body. He's top 4 potential. He's another guy who's great hockey IQ, not afraid to block a shot. He can play a physical game. I just think that's the biggest thing that the Flyers need to focus on right now is figuring out the blue line, because a lot of the things that they've done in the past, it isn't working. I mean, Cam York is still a big question mark. I thought he played pretty well this year, but he still has some growing to do. Ivan Provorov is hit or miss depending on the season. Ristolainen, I'm over. Sanheim I thought had a very good season this year, so he's kind of given me a little bit of a hope that he can turn into a top 4 second pairing type of defenseman. But that's kind of what I'm looking for. Will Smith or just go defense. That's me. I mean, I know they need scoring, but getting Couturier back, that'll give you 30 goals. Getting Cam Atkinson back is potentially 20 to 25 goals there. So you're going to make up 50 goals right there. If TK can maintain the production that he maintained last year, offense isn't going to be much of an issue. And then you got Cutter Gauthier coming up, Bobby Brink coming up. Those are guys that are going to be able to help produce offensively as well and find creative ways to get on the score sheet. For me, it's doing everything you can to give Carter Hart guys that can support him, and Reinbacher, I think, is one of those guys.
Hey, it's a great point that you bring up, especially in a draft that's so loaded, especially with first round forward talent. For the Flyers to zag where everyone zigs, or zig where everyone zags, however you want to put it, and go for a top defenseman who right now in the latest mock draft for the Hockey Writers Association has them David Reinbacher going at number 10 to St. Louis. So, it's right around that area. It wouldn't be so much of a reach to possibly get the best defenseman in the draft, as according to this mock draft, he would be that guy going first overall on the defensive side. I get what you're saying too, especially if we're trying to really build up with the strength if we're saying that Carter Hart is the core strength of this team, let's continually give him big body defenders to plug up those gaps, plug up those holes in front of him and allow him to make that next step in his development. It's not a bad strategy. I just think that you might want to continue building the depth at forward so that way you can really get the cream of the crop rising up, because, maybe if some of these younger players like a Cutter Gauthier we drafted last year, like a Bobby Brink, right? Like a potential guy I'm about to talk about now, can make that development and push out guys that aren't, doing that, say at the at the AHL level or even on the NHL level, like a Joel Farabee, maybe even like a Morgan Frost, who's been up and down. So I think the more forward depth you can create, it's going to make for the better team because you're just going to get the cream of the crop. And who I think, and I talked about this last week, boys, he's with the USA developmental team as a lot of these current Flyers in the farm system are, and they played with each other and they have this camaraderie. But Ryan Leonard, right winger, for the under 18 USA national development team, I think it just seems like a really perfect fit. He's a power forward. He brings great energy. He has that strong competitive nature that Torch is trying to bring here. I think he goes right along with his system. And he just had a phenomenal under 18 championship at 17 points. And he scored the game-winning goal in overtime to secure the gold medal for Team USA. So the kid can prove he's a winner. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. I mean, it's like you were saying, he's already familiar with Cutter, too, being teammates. I think he's going to be a teammate of his at BC. I think that's what I heard. But, yeah, I mean, he'd be a good fit for sure. My only concern with Ryan is I've seen him being taken outside of the top 10 in a few mock drafts. And he's definitely ranked outside of the top 10, according to TSN, as far as the draft rankings go. My only worry with Ryan Leonard is that he'd be a reach at 7. But, I mean, he may not be. I mean, there's still a lot of scouting to go. There's still a lot of time between now and the draft, and he could find his way into the top 10. It's for damn sure. He's going to be a damn good player, no matter where he winds up. And I think, based off what you just said, if we can get him on the same team, same line as Carter Gauthier, they already have that chemistry. That can only mean good things for both players.
Right. Well, I agree with you, man. Like, if Will Smith is still there, then I'm like, yeah, I think that's a no-brainer, pivot that you go to. This Hockey Writers mock draft, their latest one, which was as of May 20th, has Montreal, and that would be a good pick. Pair him with Nick Suzuki there, ultimately long term. But Dalibor Dvorsky is another name that we're hearing out of the Swedish league, and according to this draft, they have the Flyers, or mock draft, they have the Flyers also going for my pick, Ryan Leonard, and passing up on Dalibor Dvorsky. Would that be a mistake?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about Dvorsky. Obviously, you're not getting to see a lot of the Swedish leagues over here. But, I mean, don't really know. Honestly, I can't really give you an answer right now. But, I mean, if they got Ryan Leonard over Dvorsky right now, there's something in Dvorsky's game that somebody doesn't like, and they're seeing him fall. Maybe it's an attitude thing. Because I know some of them guys over there, they could be a little rough around the edges. So, those European players are definitely a different kind of breed. But
right. He played for Team Slovakia too, just to throw that in there. But he plays in the Swedish league currently.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I mean, some of those, especially the Slovakian players, they can score.
Right.
So there's that upside there.
Right. That's why I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Guys, you think you have a shot at maybe a guy like Leo Carlson?
He's a top 3 guy.
Top 3. Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think Columbus, that's their parting gift for getting bumped down.
Yeah. Okay. It's a great name to pull out, though. It's a great name.
Yeah, he's from what I hear, he's the real deal. And Will Smith might fall to 7. It seems like some of the mock drafts I've seen, he's been in the 6 to 8 range. It's been basically between him, Kobe Barlow, and Ryan Leonard. Those seem to be the 3 that I've seen when I was looking up the some of the mock drafts. So and your boy, what's his name, Reinbacher, seems to be the best defenseman out of the group. So the only thing is they have him ranked 10th, and those other guys are in the top, are a couple of notches above him. So The
Sure.
question is, are you looking to get a defenseman, or do you want to try to get some offense? I think they'd be better off if they could get a center, if you ask me. At this point, they seem to have some young defensemen. Maybe a good young center would really be a good fit. It's too bad they couldn't get. It's too bad they probably can't get what's his name that I just mentioned before, the kid Carlson, because he's supposed to be a tremendous playmaker.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, just
You know,
mature
and
for his age.
put-
Yeah,
Yeah, you put him.
good
You put
two-way
him with
game.
Tippett.
Mhm.
Yeah, you put him with Tippett, and that would be a nice fit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
for
Will
sure.
Smith would be fine there too, though. I mean, he's got good creativity. He plays a high-paced game. He's got those real soft hands in the tight places. That's what
He's
she said.
projected to be like They're saying he's very similar. The NHL player he's most similar to is Hughes. That can't
Right.
be bad.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be real fast, and he's got good hands. So
Right,
I'm sure you guys would take him if he lasts that long.
right.
I
In any of the
think
mocks,
that
oh, yeah.
defenseman will be earlier, though. I think he's going to get drafted earlier, though.
Okay.
I don't think a defenseman's going to. It's going to go down to the 7th pick for a defense. Somebody's going to need a defenseman.
Ryan Becker will move up then. Well, hey, maybe it is at 7 with the Flyers.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking you might be able to get one of those two centers.
Yeah. Oh, right. If he go, yeah, right. They slip because they say, I think the Sharks go forward, but they could go defenseman. I could see maybe even the Coyotes going to defenseman too at 6.
Yeah, I mean, after him, the next best defenseman is supposed to be Axel Sandin Pelican from Sweden,
Right.
and he's supposed to be an excellent.
We lose Brad.
Yep.
Hopefully
I think
he'll
Brad,
jump back on.
I think the way he was leaning on his computer, I think he closed himself out.
Oh. Yeah, I've been there before.
As soon as he pops up, I'll get him back in here.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna. Yeah, I figured we'd shift attention to, and I was gonna see what mock drafts he was looking at in terms of what some prospectus is for his Rangers. But let's pivot to your Anaheim Ducks, Brian. Right? It's Adam Fantilli, correct?
Right. It's Adam Fantilli or bust. It has to be. There's no choice here. I like Leo Carlson. I think he's going to be a fantastic player for Columbus, but you pass up on Adam Fantilli, you're passing up on a franchise-changing player. You're passing up on a guy who can play physical. He's a little undersized. He needs to put a little bit of weight on, but it's whatever. He's ready now. He's going to make an immediate impact. To what Joe's saying here for the Flyers, he's going to play in 2024. This is a kid that knows what to do with the puck. He's incredibly creative. He's great on his skates. His IQ is only second to Bedard. When he gets the puck, he knows what to do with it. He knows where guys are. He puts himself in good position to score goals when he needs to. His vision is just unbelievable. You're good.
Oh, there you go.
It's Fantilli or bust. It's Fantilli or bust.
No, I got you, brother. I got you. I mean, hey, I think he has a shot. We always talk about can number 2 supersede number 1 and be ultimately the better player. I think he's got equal shot. I think it's the Ovechkin to the Crosby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Matthews to McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Fantilli, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, you never know. He's supposed to be really, really, really freaking good, that guy.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to see him wear 91 in black and gold.
I think both players are phenomenal with their shot and their accuracy. You know what I mean? Talk about some of the mocks that you've looked at, Brad. I scrolling down to the blue shirts there at number 24, right? That's where you're drafting potentially 23.
Yeah.
23.
I was kind of hoping maybe they could get the kid Riley. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Riley Height. He's a center. You know, he had
Riley out of Prince George.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to last that long. Okay, but I think he would be a very good for them. I would like to see them get center. That would
They
be
got a shot.
I would, yeah. I think they've got. I know they've got 3 pretty good centers right now with with Zibanejad and Trocheck and Hedl. But that this kid, if you draft the kid, he could play another year of juniors, or he could play in the AHL for a year, and you can season him a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you can and then next year, if you want to trade Zibanejad, or if he's ready, you can trade Zibanejad or Vinny Trocheck bring him up if he's ready. Because this year they still have no trade contracts, unfortunately. So it's not you can't really trade them, but. Supposedly 24-25 is when these guys after this coming season, those guys are all going to be available. They can trade them, and they can trade Trouba and Panarin, because all the no trades become limited trades. So there's always a possibility that any one of them could get traded if they wanted to trade them. And of course,
Gotcha.
you never know. They probably wouldn't. They may not if they have a great year next year. There's always that chance.
Huh. This is an interesting mock draft I'm looking at. This is one done by The Athletic, and it's done by Sean Perlman and Scott Wheeler.
Mm.
And they're kind of going back and forth here. Just to give you an idea of where their mind's at. 1 and 2, Bedard, Fantilli. But Corey Proneman thinks that Leo Carlson has a chance that he might even pop up to 2. But he's got Will Smith, or Scott Wheeler has Will Smith being taken by Columbus at 3. Pronman has Leo Carlson going to the Sharks at 4. Wheeler has Leonard going to the Canadiens at 5. Pronman has Reinbacher going to the Coyotes at 6, which I think makes a lot of sense. And I think, Rob, you were saying that that would make sense as well. Because they do need a defenseman, obviously not having Ekman Larson for the last couple of years and trading Chychrun just past trade deadline.
Right.
But Wheeler has Dvorsky going to the Flyers. So maybe there's something to this Dvorsky kid that I don't know about.
Yeah.
Maybe something I should have to look into.
Well, I mean, no potentiality.
I think that's a reach. Most of these guys here have him like around between 10 and 15.
Yeah, he's all over the place. This one, he's in the Hockey Writers. He's at 8 right afterwards to the Caps. But I mean, maybe if they want to go center iceman, to your point earlier, Brad, in terms of building up more there behind some of their bets.
I think if you think that you're reaching, okay, for a defenseman. Okay, if they don't think that he's worth that, what's his name, Reidenbacher, if he's not worth it, if they don't think that he's good enough as at that point, or if he's already gone by that point, I think they should try to draft a center.
Right.
Everybody needs a good young center. That's one thing that you really want. And if Smith's available, I would get him. This guy's supposed to be very, speed down the middle is something that every team should want to get. I mean, there is no question about that.
Third period underway in the Knights Dallas game, still 4-0.
Yeah, even myhockeydraft.com, their mock draft has the Flyers taking Dvorsky too, but the Hockey Writers, and I forget the name of the guy who's got this. I'm going to scroll up, but they have the Flyers taking Ryan Leonard at 7.
Yep.
And they have Michkov going forward to the Sharks, which is going to be great for them when he comes over in 2035.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peter Barasini, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. That's his mock draft.
Yep. Yeah, that's one I'm looking at too, or what have you. Yeah, and I have misgivings there. I think Sharks go a different direction. We'll get into that when we get into the shootout for my hot take of the week.
Ooh, nice tease.
Thank you, sir.
Where did the Ducks draft? Second or third?
Yeah.
Yep.
Second.
Oh, you guys will take fantastic.
Yep.
That
It's
seems to
Fantilli
be-
or bust.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whoever that draft that you said them having Carlson, I don't agree with.
Yeah, I don't agree with it either. I mean, I wouldn't be upset with Carlson. I'd be upset they didn't get Fantilli, but I wouldn't be upset with Carlson. But even this draft on sportingnews.com has the Flyers taking Dvorsky too. Zach Benson going to Arizona. Will Smith going to Montreal. I don't see any mock draft where Will Smith falls out of the top 5.
Yeah.
This
No,
one also
that's
has
bad.
Mitch Cobb going to the Sharks as well. Again, it's going to be great when he comes over in 2035.
Yeah.
It's going to be great for him. He'll be in great shape. You don't have to worry about developing him at all. This was done by Brian Murphy of the Sporting News. Make sure he gets his due credit.
Mm-mm. Yeah, the hockey writers here for the Rangers at 23 have Cohen Ziemer from Prince George Cougars. Again, from they're showing up here a lot in the first round. A right winger from the WHL. How do you feel about that, Brett?
Which one?
Cohen Ziemer, Ziemmer. He's one of the top goal scorers in the WHL. He had he finished 7th overall in goals with 41 and 9th in points with 89.
Yeah, I don't even see it. He's not in the one. I'm looking at right now. He's not even in the top 30.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the whole point of bringing him up is who do you feel like either positional wise or a specific player the Rangers should be taking at 23?
The Rangers need to get a center.
Gotcha.
I think that's something that they absolutely should be looking at. A right wing would be pretty good too. I think if you're asking me, maybe Charlie Stramel would be a good from Wisconsin. He's a right wing. He's fast and he's also big. So and he's a goal scorer. So that they do need a right wing. If you take a look at all the trades they've made the last 2 years, okay, what side of the ice have they been trading for? Right wing, Cop, right wing. What's his name? Frank. What's his name? The guy you guys signed, Brian. Frank.
Vetrano.
Vetrano. He's a right wing for them. Kane was a right wing, and they had what's his name? Now I'm forgetting everybody's name. Forgot Tarasenko was a right wing.
I'm getting worried about you, Brad. The memory's the first thing that goes. Just so
I've been forgetting things. I've been forgetting things since I was in my 30s. So
Oh man,
it's the name thing. I know who I'm talking about. I just sometimes I forget the names. But those would be that would be if the Rangers can't get a center, get a right wing. I mean, I always like to get centers because centers can play any place on the ice.
Right.
It's kind of like if you ever noticed, like in Major League Baseball, everybody drafts shortstops now in the infield.
Yeah.
Shortstops are always the first thing that go. Okay, and because they know that a shortstop, if he's not quite good enough to play short, he's going to be good enough to play third or second,
Right.
or maybe even the outfield.
Right.
So I mean,
so much versatility.
Right. And I think that's the way to go. I think the way to go in a draft is you draft centers. You try to draft centers who are big or fast, one or the other. And if you have to get one that's both, I mean, then you're talking about like Mark Messier or Brady Tkachuk, who would be a guy I would love to see my Rangers get somehow, some way. But I don't think Ottawa would ever trade him.
nah, he's the future.
Yeah, I mean, but he's the best young center in the NHL right now. Out of all the young centers, and I'm not talking about McDavid. Okay, he's not young. Okay, Brady Tkachuk, I think, is 24 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that out of that group, he'd be the one I'd want because you know what? He's mean. He can score. He'll stand in front of the net. He'll drop his gloves. He does everything. He does everything an old timer like me wants to see out of a center, and he can, and he can make plays too. But he's. I wish the Rangers could get him.
I'd rather have his
I
brother.
think they. I think that he's signed already, though. I think he already signed an extension, didn't he?
Oh yeah, they locked him up early.
Yeah, too bad.
I think Matthew Tkachuk is a free agent at the end of the year. I think he signed a 1-year deal to be with Florida.
Oh, Florida's going to.
I think he's on a 1-year deal.
He's going back to Florida. He's not going anywhere. Are you kidding me? A, he can play golf every day. B, he gets the tax break. C, he could be with the Stanley Cup champions. What is he, nuts? Why would he want to go anywhere else?
Hey, ironically, I read somewhere, aren't all 4 teams left in the NHL all tax-free states?
Yeah, you're right. I never even thought of that. Oh,
The talent wants to go where they can keep their money.
No, I've always said that about Tampa Bay, that they have an unfair advantage in recruiting talent, that they all go there to save money.
Oof,
my broadcast partner doesn't seem to quite understand that. I keep telling him. I keep telling him that every sport they all want to go to Florida. That's it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Oof, I waylied.
Yeah.
What's up?
You are dreaming. Now, listen, the only way
Matthew Tkachuk has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years left on his contract.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who has 7 years left?
Matthew Tkachuk.
Oh yeah, because he signed a big deal with the Flames, and then they traded him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking.
He wasn't. Listen, he wasn't leaving anyway. Come on, what's the difference?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he would have to be. If he wanted to leave a team that A, wins the Stanley Cup, and B, you have a tax advantage, and C, it's nice and warm all year long. He can live on a damn boat if he wants to. I mean, come on, there'd have to be something seriously wrong with that guy if he wanted to get traded from there.
Right.
Throw for more than $9.5 million a year. I'm sure he'd be okay with it.
Yeah, $9.5 million a year. Yeah, there's that. There's that. But just think of all the money he saves in taxes living there.
Yeah. Hey, Me Metal Mike, I'm praying, man. I'm praying. That would be
the
great.
only way the Flyers get him is if they trade with Anaheim. That's the only way. Yeah, I don't think the Flyers have what it takes to make a trade like that.
I was going to say, they don't have anybody I'm really interested in.
Yeah, no. No.
Damn you. Damn your eyes. Man.
Yeah, there's nobody on the Flyers that they could justify doing that.
I'm still trying to think of an example, but I can't.
Keep thinking that, Robbie. Just don't hurt yourself.
Yes.
Joe, which one? I didn't really scroll down that far. I just got to the Flyers, and I just kept scrolling back up at that point.
Perreault, would that happen to be a relative of Gilbert Perreault, who used to be a superstar center in Buffalo? I wonder.
His name's Gabriel.
Huh?
Yeah. His name's Gabriel. It's Gabriel Perreault, so I'm not sure.
I wonder though. Yeah, no, I wonder if they're related. That could happen.
This one's for you, Robbie.
You get a Point Pleasant ice hockey shirt.
Yes, I do. Yeah. I got family that live in Point Pleasant. It's cool because it's the Panthers, but it's the Knights colors. I thought it was apropos for the show.
I tried to find something. I just got my Canes hoodie.
No,
it just says you can see Stanley Cup playoffs on it. You can't see the logo.
I just wore one more of my Ranger shirts that I haven't worn yet.
Plus, it's a little cool down here tonight, so the hoodie's nice. It's making my apartment nice and comfy.
Oh, there you go. That's kind of what you want.
Did you say Yannick Perreault, Brad?
No, Gilbert Perreault.
Oh, Gilbert Perreault. Okay.
Yeah, the French Connection. Remember the French Connection line they used to have?
Yeah.
Him, Robert, and Martin.
Right.
Of course,
And I know-
the Sabre fans changed his name from Richard Morton to Richard Martin just to try to make him French, but he wasn't French. He was Canadian.
Right on, right on. I know Jakob Perreault is Yannick's son.
Is he really?
Here.
Yannick is Gabriel's father.
Say that again?
Yannick is Gabriel's father too. Jakob and Gabriel are brothers.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
That's
Well,
what I was. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
then
not
Joe.
related to Gilbert then. Okay.
It kind of makes me want the Flyers to get him now. You missed out on his brother. You might as well get the other one. You might. Who knows? Maybe you got the better of the two.
Oh, potentially, right?
Yeah. I mean, unless you're the Sedins and you're twins, one of the brothers is usually better than the other.
How's Jacob been doing so far?
Yeah, he's progressing. His development's been okay. He's been getting a lot of time in camp. He's getting a lot of ice time in camp, and I'm excited for this kid. I haven't seen the shot yet, but it doesn't mean it ain't coming. But we need some spots to open up. We need to get some of these young guys up. My big thing is he's one of the ones that I want to see more of. Is Jakob Perreault, but I mean we'll see. Because we need some openings here to allow some of these young guys to get up and get some NHL time. Silverberg possibly going back over to Europe when his contract's up after this year. It's either this year or next year. That'll open up a right wing spot for him.
Right. All right, boys, with roughly about half the third period left to go here in the Vegas Golden Knights Dallas Stars game. We're going to head early to our overtime, so maybe we'll coincide with the end of the game. But our third period was brought to you by FanUp. It's the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. You have daily NBA, NHL, MLB contests every day. Hey, fantasy football season's not too far around the corner either. You win great prizes. If you sign up today and use promo code A2D, you get 5,000 bonus points, a $50 value, and that's FanUp.app. Also bringing the show to you today, All Campus, home of the A2D ramp booth. John Coyle, go visit him down Ocean City. He's giving 20% off everything in the store, including hats, shirts, and their team cornhole sets to all of our subscribers here at A2D Radio.
Awesome.
What are they doing in here? When did FanUp become a ticker? Our FanUp adds a ticker now. I don't know why. Threw me off.
You know what's bizarre? My wife, her phone, for some reason, gets Boston Celtic updates. She can't figure out how that happened. I sure heck don't. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. She's like, I've never even looked at anything basketball on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, you sure you're not really a Boston Celtic fan?
Sounds like she is. She's just trying to hide it because she knows you're a New York fan. She ain't trying to.
The algorithm never lies. The algorithm never lies. It can mess up, though.
Yeah, I don't know how this happened.
Well, listen.
I could think of one way. She's
but
slipping
listen,
up.
listen. I do have an ex-Red Sox on our Sports Hound show now. So
yeah,
I love the way he talks.
Yeah, he was. Did you guys happen to hear him last night?
I listened to him for a little bit.
He's unbelievable. That was really a great ad for us.
No, I totally agree, especially when he started talking about Byron Buxton and
Yep,
kind of have a conversation that he had with him and being like, listen, we got to preserve you. You get to the MLB level, you do whatever the hell you want. But for right now, I'm trying to keep you healthy.
Yeah, because they would have kicked Doug's butt if he got hurt in the minor leagues.
Oh yeah.
He's always getting hurt in the major leagues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have him on my fantasy team, and he's every other day he's day to day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
it's been
he
his
always plays,
bugaboo.
but he always ends up playing. But like every day you see DTD next to his name. It's like, again.
Mike, yeah, they have Lucas Dostal, who's the young goaltender. They're expecting him to be the next franchise guy for the Ducks after Gibson.
Yeah.
Whatever they decide to do with him. I have a funny feeling they're going to wind up trading him leading up to the draft.
Well, if you guys get Fantelli, okay, you have him with Zegras. I mean, you're within 2 years, you guys are going to be in the playoffs. I can tell you that right now.
You develop a little bit more. A couple other guys
This year, well,
yeah.
this season, and then the following season. You know, I think this season you'll be bad again, but you'll see signs. Next season, you'll just barely miss the playoffs, and then the following season, you're going to be a dead on factor. I think that's what you're going to be looking at. Just to have two talented guys like that up front, oh man! And I know somebody else will probably emerge too.
I'm just hoping he doesn't wind up like Capo Caco or Alex Lafreniere and takes a couple years to develop before we really start turning it on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's tough to get into the. How is he? He's only 18 too, isn't he?
Fantilli, yeah.
Yeah. That's the problem with these guys, though.
He's ready though.
He might. Yeah, I think he is too. But I mean, listen, you can't expect people to be Timo Solani, as a rookie.
No, and you're never going to see that again. But here's the thing, like, because he's NHL ready doesn't mean he's going to pop 30 goals in a year. He's just going to have growing pains.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Give him like 2 years.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him.
We
need a coach first.
Even Crosby and Malkin took a couple of years before they really started rolling.
We need a coach first before I say whether or not we're going to be in the playoffs next year or not. I want to know who my coach is next year.
It could be that assistant coach from Toronto.
Pat Verbeek is literally interviewing anybody and everybody that's available. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I still want Andrew Brunette.
That guy, but that guy has already had 3 interviews already.
They can take Canterbury or whatever his name is from Toronto. I want Brunette.
Brunette would be a good coach. Brunette would be good. I can't disagree about that for sure.
Do you think the rule's still in there, Ant? But yeah, Dallas is done.
Start. Did get the funeral ready? Get the hearse ready? Whatever you say it.
Yeah. You know what? What's so misleading is that the shots on goal are so misleading because Dallas hasn't really had. They haven't had the shots. The shots the Golden Knights have been top quality A+ opportunities, and Dallas's shots for the most part have been on the outside, and they haven't been able to really jump on any rebounds. But the Golden Knights have played real well defensively. See, there's another one. The shots from the point and the shots blocked.
And the funny part is, to this point in the game, since the second period, Vegas has only had 5 shots.
Oh, they know they don't have to score anymore.
Won this period.
Yeah, they can't, as long as they don't they don't give up odd man rushes. They don't lose the game. Two keys for Vegas now: just stay out of the penalty box and no odd man rushes. And there's no way they're going to score 5 goals.
You don't have to worry about that dreaded 3-goal lead.
Yeah, no, it's a 4-goal lead, and 4-goal leads aren't dreaded. That only counts for 3-goal leads.
All right, let's do this. Let's wrap this bad boy up.
Let's do it. All right, boys. Let's have some fun. Shootout time being brought to you by Alonze Travel, specializing in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls you. Let their talented team of travel experts create a custom vacation for you without any of the stress. Tell them A2D Radio sent you. Alonze, let's go. AlonzeTravel.com/take the trip. All right, boys. I'll start off with you, Brad. Favorite hockey movie?
Favorite hockey, it's got to be Slapshot. I mean,
you were gonna say Slapshot. That's
I just love that movie because it hit so many hilarious buttons. It was just from the old lady with the big smile on her face when the guy's doing a striptease at the end, to Paul Newman yelling at the goalie that his wife's a lesbian and running past him going, she's a lesbian. Just all that stuff was classic.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I'm listening to the fucking song.
Yeah.
It's a national anthem. The ref's trying to get him him going. Meanwhile, they're all bloody. He's got blood coming out of his ears.
Right, yeah. And he's like looking at him and giving him dirty, getting all pissed off, and he's just sitting there like a Boy Scout saluting the flag. Or the guy that came out of the ice that was drunk, and then he got hit and he pissed himself.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that scene. That was funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it was very insulting to hockey, but it was a great movie though.
Yeah. Oh, great. It's terrific. Joe brings up another good one. He goes, I want them to bring back hockey fights where they use their stick as a sword in the beginning. Youngblood, Robbie Lowe, 1984 style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. With that nasty bald kid.
Yeah.
No. That guy was the bearded guy. The coach was the bald-headed guy. Right?
What you got against bald-headed guys, huh?
Nothing. I'm just trying to remember who was who.
Yeah, Youngblood was a good one. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I like Youngblood too.
What say you, Brian? Favorite hockey movie?
See, it's so tough for me because there's so many good ones. It's not like the baseball movies where the clear cut. You have your top three, and you can argue the top three, and the top three is the top three.
Right.
Well, hockey, it's so different. Like you have Miracle, that was a really good one. You have the Mighty Ducks. You have Youngblood. You have Slapshot. You have Goon. But the one I always keep going back to watch is Youngblood. Such a great movie, and people always forget Patrick Swayze's in that movie too.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze's in it. So I'm gonna go with Youngblood. It was just a different kind of hockey movie.
It was
a different kind of movie.
It was, and there was so much drama to it. Because when Rob Lowe decided he didn't want to play anymore because what happened with his friend, because of the dick that tried to hurt him, and that was a great movie. It really was. Slapshot just had so many hilarious things happen in that movie.
And then on top of it, Youngblood, his dad trying to get him to fight him. So there's so much going on in that movie that
That's what I remember,
them teaching him how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So he wouldn't get his brains beaten. I mean, that was there was a lot to that. That was a nice glove save by the goalie, by the way.
Joe brings up a nice little underrated movie,
Mystery Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Never saw that one.
That would be my. Oh, you should. It's about the Rangers. Sort of.
Is it no? Is it
Yeah.
really?
Well, they use the Rangers. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, jeez. I got it.
Yes. Was it Russell Crowe in that? It was Russell Crowe and a bunch of basically beer men's league guys sat there and created a team, and the team was actually really good, and they set up an exhibition game against the New York Rangers. It's actually pretty good. It was pretty good. I haven't seen it in forever, but I'm surprised I remember that much about it. It's how long it's been.
I never saw it. Now I got it. Now I have to put it on the computer and
Check it
watch.
out.
I definitely will.
It's worth it. It's a good movie. Robbie, what's your favorite?
That is it.
That is
I was
it?
gonna go contrarian. Yeah, I wanted to say Miracle, and I do like Miracle. But I always got to be consistent, man. You know, I always say whenever we have like these lists or these type questions, I always go back to Mystery Alaska. It's a really great movie. It's a really great
really
movie.
is.
It's less about hockey and more about like hometown. You know what I mean? But still, hockey's a big character in the movie. Shifting over to shootout number 2, your favorite Stanley Cup moment. Let's go to you, Brian.
I think mine's pretty simple. I think you expect it from me. It's off the floor on the board. You know, Paul Kariya getting just absolutely knocked out by Scott Stevens, leaving in the second period, coming back for the third, scoring pretty much the game winner past Marty Brodeur. I believe it was Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. That to me is my favorite moment. To me, nothing else tops it. I loved watching Teemu Selanne and the Ducks win it in 2007. That was an amazing moment. But to basically see Paul Kariya die on the ice, come back, it scored the game-winning goal. Nothing to me tops that. It was such an amazing moment. It just shows the toughness of not just hockey players, but of guys like Paul Kariya, you know, guys, smaller guys in the league. You know, you worry about things like that happening. And, you know, even in interviews years later, still saying that he can't remember 3 days after that hit. He still can't remember. That. Like that. That's how hard he got hit by Scott Stevens. Like,
Yeah,
he
Scott
was out
Stevens
cold.
Scott Stevens was an assassin out there.
But he was so good. A lot of people hated him. I loved him. He hit hard, he hit heavy, but he hit clean.
Joe Gold's still waiting for my favorite Stanley Cup moment to happen. Face orange, raised eyebrow. Emoji.
Sorry, Joe.
Brad, what's your favorite Stanley Cup moment?
Can I have 3?
Sure.
Okay. Number 3. Okay. Clark Gillies beating the crap out of Dave Schultz in the series where the Flyers almost blew a 3-0 lead to the Islanders. That was number 3 because I couldn't stand Dave Schultz. I mean, I always wanted to fight him when I was a little kid, and my friends were like, "He beat the crap out of you." He was like, "I'm gonna fucking kick him in the balls." Blah 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 blah. Oh, I hated him when I went to a Ranger game, and I purposely made my friends go early, just so we could go on the Flyer side of the ice, and we were cursing Schultz out. Schultz was laughing at us the whole time, you know. Like, come on up here. We're going to beat the crap out of you, you wimp. And we were going on and on and on and on. And he would fake like he was going to do it. And we would like, you know, we moving our arms up, and then he'd laugh at us. And like, you know, he's like, look at these idiots. But we had a lot of fun with that. That would be number 3, though. Number 2 was Matteau's triple overtime goal against the Devils.
Sure.
And number 1 would be 1 6/10 seconds to go, and McTavish wins the faceoff in the corner, and the Rangers finally won their first Stanley Cup in 54 years. So yeah, honorable mention to Messier for backing up his promise, saying we will win, and then getting a hat trick.
Oh yeah, the guarantee heard around the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the favorite moment has to be with the face off with 1 6/10 seconds to go in the Ranger end in Vancouver. Had 6 guys on the ice, and all we had to do was win the face off to win the cup. And you know, the realization that finally, as you know, from when I first started watching the Rangers back in 66, 67 to 93, 94, finally I was going to see them win a Stanley Cup. I was like, oh my God, they're going to do this. Unless they score right off the faceoff, they're going to do this. You know, that of all the championships that my teams have ever won, you know, the Rangers one was by far my favorite one. You know, more than the Giants, more than anything the Yankees won, more than the Knicks. I mean, just that one because of all the times you watch the Blues in the playoffs and find different ways, actually inventing ways to lose each playoff series that they played.
Damn, Celtics ruined it for us.
Yeah, but the Heat are making this. You guys have to love watching the Heat just destroy them, though.
Oh yeah, I think that's what happened. I think your wife got those notifications out of pure appall to Jason Tatum just quitting on the Boston Celtics. Just quitting. It broke Google and sent alerts to everybody.
That's funny.
Oh my God, I'm thinking, I kept saying to myself, I bet every fan in Philadelphia, this nonsense that we talk about, how we always root for the team that beats us to win the championship. Nah, not Boston, not the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Nobody around here. I was like, I know that me and all the Sixer fans are not rooting for the Celtics right now.
It looks like the Celtics are about to win tonight, up 14 with 5 minutes left. So we will not have that 4-0 times 4, like Joe pointed out earlier. Brian, or actually, no, it's on me, right? You both gave your favorite moments.
Yeah, brother, it's all you.
For me, I'm going to keep it apropos to this year's. And it is one of my final, like I thought, like Stanley Cup, like finally lifting that hoisting that trophy above your head. I could have easily picked Ray Bourque. I've often thrown that up on the show, but I'm gonna go with Roddy Brendamore, captain the Hurricanes, to the franchise's first Stanley Cup championship in 2006. I was just so happy for Hot Rod.
Yes, that was a great moment. That was a great moment. All I'm saying right now is the Heat are looking at. Oh, well, there goes that. Never mind. I was saying the Heat are going to make it interesting.
You don't
Brown's
suppose that the Celtics are going to win Game 5 now, and then the Heat are going to have to try to win Game 6.
We'll see. This is a good one. Gagne, Richie, and Carter all handing the cup to each other.
Yeah.
In
LA?
LA, yeah.
That hurt. It hurt more. I was happy for them, but it hurt.
I was gonna say if that was me and I was a Flyer fan and I saw that, I'd want to go I'd be running to the bathroom and vomiting seeing something like that. Oh man. I mean,
I believe I did throw up, but I was probably drinking.
I mean, just thinking, the thought of Mark Stahl lifting the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
When we had to give Detroit a second round pick just to take him.
Right.
Well, Jordo's got one, right? Jordo's got one.
Yeah.
Does Eric have one?
No.
Did
well, was he with the? Yeah, no, he does because they.
I was going to say, wasn't he with Carolina in 06, right?
It was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he did win that. He did win that year.
So yes. Mark's the only one left.
Yep.
Mark's got to get one. Eric will get a second too, which is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, but Mark should have gotten one with the Rangers. It doesn't count if he it doesn't count if he gets one with Florida.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Why doesn't it count?
Oh, because he didn't do it with the Rangers. You don't understand the selfish nature of me being a Ranger fan. That if you don't do it as a Ranger, it doesn't count.
His name's going to be on the cup regardless. So
yeah, I know. I'm just playing with you guys.
Oh boy, I'm ready for bed, boys. Let's
that's absolutely that's a final there out in Dallas. Vegas wins. Aiden Hill holds on to the shutout, 34 saves.
Hey, shame on Dallas.
Golden Knights, it's their 11th shutout in 80 playoff games.
Ooh, they're doing something right.
Yeah, they've been doing something right since they came into the league.
That expansion draft they did right. George McAfee, I think his name is
George McPhee, former New York Ranger,
former Capital too.
Yes, that's
he
correct.
built that. He pretty much built that Capitals cup winning team for the most part. But
that was his team. That was his team.
Did a great thing in Vegas with the expansion draft, and oddly enough, he lost that one. He lost that Stanley Cup final to his old team. So
Yep. But you know what? I'll tell you what. He's also done a nice job with the with Seattle for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
No, Ron Francis.
Isn't
Ron
McPhee part of
Francis.
that organization?
McPhee's still in Vegas.
Francis. No, Francis is. That's right. Francis is their GM. I forgot.
Yep.
I forgot.
But yeah, he's done a good job too. But let's wrap this up. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah. Hot takes. Lead it off, Brad.
Hot takes. The Panthers are going to win the cup.
I like it. Bob on a heater. Brian,
Bob,
what's your hot take?
Bob wins the Conn Smythe.
Yeah, I think legit shot at that too.
No doubt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flyers trade up into the top 5.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Danny B tried to make a mark as GM, new GM, and the power triumvirate right there. I love it. Let's go
Ready?
get Will Smith. Let's go.
Let's get a little more specific. They trade with Montreal to get the number 5. Montreal trades back 2 spots.
I like it. I like it. Mine has to do with the draft too. And we talked about Matt Mitchkoff being a top 5 prospect. I say he falls to number 12.
Who takes him at 12?
Ooh.
Arizona for now.
Ottawa.
Because listen to me. So here's the logic. He falls to 12, right? But based on his NHL contract or KHL contract, which that's the first hurdle, and then obviously the social climate there in his own country, right? But Arizona is a team where they could wait on him until 2035 or whatever that may be, because the organization's not even probably going to be in Arizona, right? And if you want to rebuild it with a kid that a lot of people passed up on that has the skill level to be a top 5 prospect in a loaded draft, and you can wait.
And you're getting top 3 talent.
Right.
And you're getting top 3 talent. I know. I love it. I love the mindset. I love the destination for him. Because it just makes total sense. Yeah, it's an organization that you're right, Robbie. They can absolutely wait on him. Especially maybe not so much if they did decide to trade Clayton Keller, who apparently may not be a member of the Arizona Coyotes next year. I know his dad is saying that his son will not be playing for the Arizona Coyotes next year, so we'll see what happens. That's definitely something that could potentially happen. So I like it. I love it.
Where does he end up?
Keller?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
At the top end.
I would love him. I would love him in Anaheim.
Yeah, I love him in New York. I don't know the Rangers couldn't afford him though. He probably makes too much money.
Yeah, in Arizona, I mean, you could probably get Arizona to take some of the money, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. Pittsburgh, maybe?
I was just thinking the Penguins.
God
I was just thinking he'd be a good fit there. Bastards.
Yeah, he would be.
All right, boys. On that note, it's been a fun show. Definitely hold it down for Maddie. Hopefully he'll be back next week. For Brad Ryer below me, Brian Daly to my right. Wow, I pointed both directions correctly. Ralphie for kicking this off on the 1s and 2s. I'm Rob Povey. It's been fun. Let's go next week. At this rate, we'll definitely have our Stanley Cup finalists. So look forward to that. More live reactions here covering the NHL playoffs here for A2D Radio. This has been the Hockey Happy Hour. We'll check you out next week, people. Peace.